What's going on, everybody? Snowski here, coming back with another YouTube video. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It is currently January the 2nd, 12:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is Friday, coming to a close. Today being Friday, being post-holiday, as everyone understood. Yesterday was New Year's. Happy New Year to you from yours truly, Snowski. But coming into today's video, as you guys are coming from the previous video posted yesterday, we were speaking how almost every single day coming in the future videos, not only we're not going to only be doing trade recaps, but we're also going to be doing educational content. So what I'm going to be trying to push more out is every single video, instead of just breaking down a trade, I'm going to actually put out content regarding my concepts, right? What do I actually trade? Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with my concepts, I trade smart money concepts and quarterly theory put together. Super precise. I love it, and I teach it every single day. If you guys are not part of Collectors Club, my 100% free Discord server where I give free outlooks, where I give free weekly recap calls, which we're gonna be having one today at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Link will be in the description. Join that up. Join us for today's lecture, weekly recap regarding the significance of market maker models. But as always, coming into today's video, we're going to be breaking down something very, very special that I utilize every single day. Now, if you guys are coming from the previous video posted yesterday, where we were talking about the significance of ranges, and not necessarily power of three ranges, which we were going to be speaking about today, the significance of PO3 ranges, we were just speaking about unbalanced, inefficient ranges, such as utilizing the PDRA matrix for premium and discount buys and sells in the market. So if you guys are coming from that video, this video is going to be an awesome add-on to this. Now, this is actually kind of like more of an inner circle teaching, but I am going to give you guys some sauce today because, as always, I love you. But breaking down today, Friday the 2nd, I was not on the charts, okay? So I did not trade today, specifically for the reasoning being post-holiday, right? I break that down a lot. Post-holiday is one of those days regarding quarterly theory and smart money concepts that you really just want to stay away from. Now, I'm not saying it was entirely bad, right? Today was actually pretty decent, but based off of reoccurring probabilities of past post-Friday holidays, I tend to want to stay out, and that is just something kind of like a risk management rule I built for myself. But coming into today, I want to be breaking down the significance of power of three ranges, how to utilize daily power of three ranges specifically, and discount and premium draws on price for inefficient runs and unbalanced ranges, right? So let's break this down. One thing we're going to be talking about a lot is how to utilize bias on a simplicity level. And what do I mean by this is every single time when I'm coming into the markets, I understand sometimes I can have a very strict and strategic way of looking at the market, right? Because truly in depth, I'm trading quarterly theory and smart money concepts, right? There's a lot of things that go into that, but when you dive into it in the simplicity terms, you really always want to be utilizing not only cracking correlations, right? Because cracking correlations are going to prove reversals, right? Such as cracking correlations, SMCs, right? Any given desynchronization between the three correlated assets, right? NASDAQ, YM, ES, or vice versa. I looked at that wrong. But breaking that down, we always want to be utilizing power of three ranges, and specifically for daily bias, our previous daily power of three range. Now, what do I mean by this? What I want you guys to start doing, and this is a little hint to you guys, is without even going truly in depth referring to bias, right? Trying to figure out where the market's trying to actually go. I want you guys to look at both sides of the market. I want you guys to look at our previous candle, our previous daily power of three candle, and look at the opening of the new power of three candle. And what I want you guys to do, without the understanding of anything else, without the understanding of weekly, monthly power of three, whatever that may be, just look day-to-day power of three. Did we put in a cracking correlation with the high of yesterday or the low of yesterday? And trust me when I tell you this, you can build a bias from that with the utmost simplicity. And one beautiful reference was literally today. So we spoke how breaking down ranges, which is actually something I broke down with my students last night, where I said It's almost like I gave a call out service. So we had a call last night and I said that we are likely to come into a discount of our buy side of the curve regarding the market maker buy model in order for us to get a rebalanced range for anticipating higher prices, right? So the fact that we edged it coming into Wednesday's close, coming into then Thursday, the holiday where the market was closed, of course, Friday was going to be our last day of the week. A lot of people think Friday's lackluster, right? Post-holiday, not going to be moving much, but it specifically did something that we spoke about in yesterday's YouTube video. We came up into a premium, which is what? A premium sell opportunity. Once we got into a premium, what are we looking for regarding power of three ranges? We're looking for us to take our previous candle high, our previous power of three highest high, which is that's the high of the day of Wednesday, right? Because Thursday was closed, so we're not utilizing Thursday. The highest high of Wednesday, and what did we do? We put in a weekly cycle SSMT at the highs. But looking at the other side of the market, we lacked any cracking correlation. If anything, we put in a new day opening gap with an unmitigated gap, right? Top of the fact, underneath the new day opening gap, unmitigated, 50% of the buy side of the curve still lacks delivery. So in order for us to anticipate higher prices, what do we need to do? We need to rebalance this inefficient range, put in a cracking correlation on the lows. If you look at YM took the low of the buy side of the curve, which is now a cracking correlation. So now we have a cracking correlation in a discount of our one-sided inefficient buy side of the curve range. And now we can anticipate higher prices. So I want you guys to look at it like this. Once the day opened, the daily opened during Asia, and all we did was pump to the highs, 343 handles. What lacks underneath this low? Cracking correlations, right? For people that utilize quarterly theory and smart money concepts like myself, and the way that I teach it is based off of probabilities and really precision in the markets, right? There's a specific criteria we are looking for every single day. And one of those things are cracking correlations. We cannot form a significant high probability reversal for us to anticipate positions in unless there's a cracking correlation to really prove that the market is actually going to reverse. So this low, failing to get into 50%, opening up unmitigated new day opening gap and immediately pump up into a premium of our one-sided weekly range, telling us what? Daily's devil's mark, one-sided pump. What is this entire run right here? Manipulation. What is always confirmed at the end of manipulation for reversal? Cracking correlation. Take out our previous candle high, which is our previous daily high. Weekly cycle SSMT. Look at YM and look at ES. Both failing to put in a higher high. Weekly cycle at the highs confirms manipulation. What is this entire move? Distribution. What are the clear draws on price? Unmitigated new day opening gap. Unprotected low. Right? Look at both sides of the market. I want you guys to really put this into significance. The low of the day on Wednesday and the high of the day on Wednesday. Which one gets hit first? The high of the day, right? Put in a weekly cycle SSMT, which confirms reversals, right? Manipulations confirmed. Cracking correlations prove a protected zone of liquidity, right? There's always going to be two sets of liquidity on the market. There's going to be buy side and there's going to be sell side. Or in a sense, buy stops, sell stops. So the buy stops are going to be considered protected once there's a cracking correlation to confirm it. So this high up here is considered a protected high. Why? Because there's manipulation and a cracking correlation to prove it. So this right here is our protected high. Oh, I have caps on. All right, so we have our protected high. Meaning that the other side of the market that lacks a cracking correlation is a what? Unprotected low, right? It's very simple. Unprotected low. It is a very, very simple way of looking at the market, is utilizing what side of the market puts in a cracking correlation and which one doesn't. And we could see that the low of Wednesday, our previous candle low regarding power of 3 to power of 3 ranges, our previous power of 3 range runs the buy stops, put in a cracking correlation to prove manipulation. Daily's devil's marks, right? Daily devil's mark lacks manipulation for higher prices. So what is this now? This is a key draw on price, right? Regarding our daily power 3. Unmitigated new day opening gap, lack of discounted retracement to balance out our one-sided buy side of the curve range if we're anticipating higher prices, right? Excuse me. So if, let's say, hypothetically, we are anticipating higher prices, right? So more of something like this. Let's say we're set with this and we want to see higher prices. We are likely to come into a discount to send higher prices, right? Because inside of a discount, what's going to be in a discount? Discounted buys, discounted PDRA, such as fair value gaps, right? Because this is where smart money actually wants to participate their positions. They want to get long positions in a discount. This is the whole study of PDRA matrix, which ICT teaches all the time. So if we're like expecting, I don't know, these smooth buy side liquidity draws to get hit, right? This is an easy buy stop draw on price, right? It's an easy resting equal highs. If we are to get up there, we're not going to straight up spool there 1,200 handles, right? It's very unlikely. But what can we do is we're going to pump, get a retracement back into the inefficient one-sided range for a discount PDRA, such as this example, to give us the availability for higher highs. What is always going to be at every single low to prove reversals? SMT. So what are we looking for at the low here? We are looking for SMT. It is very self-explanatory. This is literally the framework that I'm utilizing every single day. So now that we can understand this, turn it, reverse engineer. What happens? We have a one-sided range, 50% right here, one-sided range. If we're expecting lower prices down into this discount, what are we going to do here? We're going to pump into a premium array, and we're going to slap a cracking correlation on the highs. Weekly cycle SSMT falls over. Very cool, no? Yeah, exactly. Because I do this stuff every single day, and this is the exact framework that I utilize to bias my trades. Is, okay, daily devil's mark, unmitigated new day opening gap, unprotected low, 50%, which is underneath discount, which we need in order for higher prices. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 potential draws on price. Pumps up one-sided. If there's a daily's devil's mark and there lacks manipulation, anything above it is manipulation. Okay, so if we manipulate above into a premium, slap our previous day high, weekly cycle SSMT, we now have a protected high. So one side of the market's protected, one's unprotected. Manipulation, where are we going to now distribute? To the unprotected low, balance out that range, put in a cracking correlation, forming higher highs. Okay, very, very easy way, and simplicity is key, right? The whole, I guess, big thing about making these videos is I don't want to overcrowd your brain with so many quarterly theory and smart money concepts to make it so confusing that you don't even want to watch the content anymore, right? Because that's kind of like what my inner teachings are for. If you really want to jump down that rabbit hole and find out all the inner circle, mysteries, right? But for YouTube content, I want to make sure that I can specifically talk about concepts in a simplicity term so that you guys don't have to overload your brain with coming into a market, right? When you guys are coming into a market, you can not even have a massive quarterly theory understanding. You guys can simply understand every single day is going to be AMD XX AMD. Okay, where's the manipulation? Well, we can see the manipulation happened in quarter 3, so quarter 3 is going to initiate the distribution down into quarter 4. Right, which means we expanded Q1, which I'll actually put into a 15 minutes so you can see this a lot easier. Let the boxes come up. Take this off. So we can see quarter 1, we expanded. But what did we do? We expanded away from the draw on liquidity. So what is resting at the expansion lows? Unprotected sell stops. All right, so that's what's significant about this. Literally today was a very self-explanatory XAMD model. Right, we could see that what did we do during quarter 1? We expanded. So what I'm actually going to do, just to make it a little bit easier for you guys, is a visual representation. So what did we do? We expanded in quarter 1, which means the next quarter is going to be what? Accumulation. So what did we do here? We accumulated. Right? We accumulated buy stops and we accumulated sell stops. The buy stops were ran out, right? But this is very key. The buy stops were ran out, right? But YM coming into morning opened failed to get that initial pump above it. You see that? So it was kind of like an additional cracking correlation with the weekly cycle SSMT. Now, it's not specifically a DC SSMT, but it's just kind of like an additional cracking correlation to show how weak the market really is, right? Why I'm failing to create an additional turtle soup with the highs prove that the reversal is likely to anticipate. So expansion, accumulation, manipulation, quarter 3, right? You see that right there? Now, distribution quarter is going to initiate during quarter 3 and expand into quarter 4 as long as there's a cracking correlation on the highs. Weekly cycle SSMT, what do? Distribute lower. Where to? Draw on price, 50% unprotected low, daily's devil's mark, unmitigated new day opening gap. Beautiful representation. Beautiful representation. I'm honestly pissed I didn't trade today, but I have a set of rules, right? I can't trade every single day just because it looks nice. I need to be trading it based off of probabilities, and that is the whole strict reason on why I have such a nice win rate and why I actually win a lot more than I lose, is simply basing off of probabilities, which day are really meant to be traded in a high probable scale and which ones are meant to be stayed away from. That is how I personally trade. Okay, so I hope you guys learned something insightful coming into today. If you guys are around coming into later today, around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to have the significance of market maker model, refining narrative and entry lecture, where we're going to be breaking it down over a Canvas study down into real live chart examples with 100% free Discord server collectors club. Link will be in the description. Join that up. But as always, not only will I hope to see you tonight in the call, but I will see you guys at the top. Peace out.